guys, CP the Tool Addict. Woo! We got a good one today. Unfortunately, if you've seen in the title, yes, I'm quitting. I've had enough. I've had enough of corporate America. I've had enough of the slimy people who can't handle the truth. I've had enough. And you should quit too. And that's what this video is about today, because normally I don't do a bunch of these. I always like to show you guys tools. But quitting your job and becoming employed on your own right now is no better time. And let me give you a couple reasons why. With the way the world is going, first of all, people who have skilled trades the people that have skilled trade abilities, I guess that's how you want to put it. Don't remember, my wording is not always spot on, so I'm just kind of speaking from the heart here. I am quitting working for anybody corporate. So if some of you guys don't know, I've been talking about building a new shop here. I've obviously been looking over the last year, making changes. And change is good sometimes. A lot of people don't think it is, and some people like to just stay idle in the world, but there's no better time to make change than right now. I know that in the trucking industry, for instance, in 2022, I apologize, I'm kind of, well, anyways, in 2022, they're changing regulations and training for truck driving, which is kind of disheartening, because they're trying to they're constricting the industry. And one of my good friends, Ben, shout out to him, been one of my best friends for years. He's a trainer for a large company in the United States, and he just told me this. It's just making his job tougher, but it's also giving him job security. Now, if I was in his case, would I want to quit? I don't know. I think I would still. Because honestly, he can go out on his own and train people and do his own thing. What's that pertain to as far as being a mechanic or electrician or plumber? It's the exact same scenario. For me personally, I want to build a shop I want to pay and build for a shop. Instead of paying for a lease, rental, anything like that, I want to pay for a shop right here and become my own entity. I'm not going to be worried about employees anymore. There's no better time to become self-employed, contracting, anything you look like. Working for yourself, you can definitely make plenty of money and survive right now. And I think you will in the future. And this is called preparing for the future. Now, I want to talk about a few things. We'll show you a couple things here in the video that are talking about. A lot of people give me criticism for buying so many tools and whatnot. But with the way the economy is going, I've been doing this because I've been building up for this, especially over the last year. I've just been buy. Even if I really don't have the money, it's investing in my future, because now I have a well-stocked, and I don't show this stuff, but I buy a lot of consumables, things even like just as simple as cotter pins and stuff like this, because I am not going to have a need for these. And I have a whole area over here. Let's go take a look. Okay, so here's just some example of consumables. Worm clamps, linch pins. And you're probably thinking, CP, why do you need all that stuff? Well, I don't necessarily need all that, but I bought some of these consumables, horseshoe clips, Allen cap bolts, more cotter pins here. I go through a lot of these cotter pins, but I was afraid they're going to be disappearing. More cotter pins and linch pins here. And O-rings, O-ring sets. A lot of things, fuses. I got a lot of fuses, heat shrink wrap. A lot of this stuff that's consumable. Small bolts, and I do have some other stuff. I can go through all this stuff and show you guys. Gasket making material. That's one of this stuff right here. This is the best stuff in the world. Felpro gasket making material. We got heat shrink wrap. Butt connectors. A lot of this is Harbor Freight stuff that I bought. More heat shrink. A lot of consumable stuff. Fuses. Lots of fuses. I have a few extra butanes. Let's see, what else do I have? I bought a couple rolls of tape. I got a bunch of bolts. So I got this bolt bent, and I got to give a shout out to my buddy Brandon, Bearded CB82. He hooked me up with the bins from his old job, and this was perfect because then I could fill these up with bolts. But I've been buying bolts, a ton of hardware and whatnot because of this instance. And I have this nice cabinet back here that I still got that I'm going to use for putting a lot of stuff. But why am I buying all this stuff? Let's go back to the table and we'll talk more about this. Oh, I forgot too. I've been buying brake parts cleaner in these gallon jugs so I can use my sprayer, antifreeze, and stuff like that in this little cabinet of storage. You know, things like that. Yes, I have a massive amount of hitch assortments. Things like rust penetrant, mass airflow sensor, stuff like that, hand towel cleaners in general. People have been asking me and giving me a hard time about doing all this stuff, but now the chickens are coming home to roost. And this all ties into what I'm talking about as far as me quitting. I'm quitting waiting on other people. I'm quitting waiting for somebody else to make my money for me. I'm quitting someone to make my paycheck for me because I'm going to make it myself now. And despite what anybody or any person out there wants to say about you or me or anybody, if you make that choice right now, I'm saluting you, because working for yourself and going out on your own and you can contract yourself, be a mobile diagnostician, you can do mobile work, you can actually go in a shop and work day to day and demand your own money. If you're not getting paid what you want to get paid at a place right now, now's a better time. Now, I'm not trying to corrupt corporate America. Some of you are happy with being a secure job. Me, personally, I'm okay. I'm well enough off now that I know I've refinanced my house and got myself down to a level that's manageable in every retrospect for what it costs me to live every month, despite my tool addiction. People might think this and that, but you don't know my financial situation. Nobody knows yours. But the long and short of it is if you want to quit, there's no better time than to work for yourself than right now. You have a skill set. If you're a plumber, electrician, an auto repairman, if you're a doctor, you probably can't really do that. But I mean, most of the people in the skilled trades that watch my channel or are in the skilled trades, no better time to get out. Don't get schooled at if you're a youngster. Honestly, in my opinion, get that experience. Some people might go against that. I went to a technical tech school, and I still to this day have reservations about whether or not I think it was okay or not. But the long and the short of it is, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life because I'm working for me. And I'm going to build my own shop to do my own thing in my own land and pay my own. So instead of paying rent to somebody else for something and not own a dime, your equity in that you put into yourself right now, and the next year or two possibly, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you won't. But you can't do anything unless you try. And if you're not afraid to fail or whatnot, and you have no fear, you're probably going to be better off, because that's like me. I don't have no fear anymore. I'm not scared because I know that I can get out there and use my brain other than use it something other than a hat rack to make some money. And I suggest you do the same. So I hope this video made sense. I kind of my ADHD kind of took over a lot. But I definitely, and I know we didn't show any tools. I bought a new PT screwdriver when I was out doing something and didn't have a choice. I was at O'Reilly's and I needed one. Bought a $6 PT screwdriver. Gotta say, not too shabby. So that way you got a little tool deal in there. But good thing to put in your toolbox or your glove compartment of your car. By the way, a little advice. But preparing for the future, nonetheless. There's no better time, guys. I've been stocking up to have my own consumables, enough to get me through a small storm. Prepping, I wouldn't call it prepping, but I would call it hoarding. But those tendencies right now are probably the ones that are going to be best practices. But being able to work for yourself, I can go do whatever I want now because I'm willing to work. And if you're willing to work, you should be able to do the same and be making the money you want to, because the people who don't want to work, make them pay if they don't want to work. That's the way I say it. But anyways, guys, that's the video. Like I said, I hope it makes sense. Let me know in the comment box what you think about this. I'm definitely listening to hear your stories or give me your short stories. But I want to inspire you to be the person that you always wanted to be and be on your own right now. No better time to be in business for yourself right now. But thanks for watching. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.